Hey guys, Scarlett here. I hope you all are doing well. So today we will be going over an aspect of traditional witchcraft known as Hallowing a compass. So this will be a great video for anyone who is new to traditional witchcraft or are curious about its various practices. So before we jump into it, I just want to give a big welcome to anyone new here. I create weekly videos about topics like witchcraft, paganism, tarot, and magic. And for my returning subscribers, welcome back, guys. So let's jump right into the video. So when it comes to witchcraft, unlike many other spiritual systems, witches don't really have a designated sacred space that they can go to perform any rituals. So we kind of need to make it ourselves, and there are various ways to do that. Now, a couple of months ago, I shared the Wiccan approach to creating sacred space known as casting a circle. I'll link that video down below in case you haven't seen it yet. But today we are going to be going over another approach. So this is an approach from traditional witchcraft, which is known by many names, one of those names being Hallowing a compass. And just like casting a circle, the purpose of hollowing a compass is to create sacred space, a special area that you create in order to perform any rituals or spell work or anything that you'd like to do. And if you're unsure of the differences between Wicca and traditional witchcraft and which method might be best for you, I actually did a video a little while ago on the differences between Wicca and traditional witchcraft, so I will link that down below. Now, when it comes to hollowing a compass, there are some similarities with the Wiccan tradition of casting a circle. For example, the compass is circular in shape and based around the four directions of north, south, east, and west. And the reason for orienting the compass around the four directions is so that we can work with and take advantage of the natural energies of the earth. And this is especially important for traditional witchcraft, as traditional witchcraft focuses primarily on the spirits of the land. And this is also why the compass works best if it is created outdoors in nature as opposed to inside your home. Now, the purpose of hollowing a compass is to set this space aside from the mundane world and to create instead a liminal space. And this space is kind of like a no man's land or even a portal where you can experience and work with spirits, deities, and other dimensional spaces. And if you've been reading about traditional witchcraft, you've probably come across the term hedge witch. So historically, a hedge witch is someone who uses this portal or compass to send their astral body into other worlds for the purpose of acquiring knowledge and communicating with various spirits in other realms. And the journey of the astral self into other realms is what's known as hedge riding. While traditionally the hollowing of the compass was for this purpose of hedge riding, it can also definitely be used for a wide variety of rituals and spell work that you'd like to perform. And as we go into the details on how to actually hollow a compass yourself, do keep in mind that it is your intention and energy that is much more important than the words spoken or the tools used. So there are many different ways to hollow a compass, and the technique that I'll be sharing with you today is from this book, which is Treading the Mill: Workings in Traditional Witchcraft by Nigel Pearson. So I would definitely recommend this book for anyone out there who is interested in learning more about traditional witchcraft. So the first step is to find a suitable space in nature where you're not going to be disturbed. And then you want to determine the compass points. So you can, of course, use a compass, but I actually just use the compass app on my phone to determine where north, east, south, and west is. And you can mark the 4 directions with something like a stone or a candle, or even an offering to the spirits of each particular direction. The next step is to prepare the stang. So you want to place your stang upright at the north point of your circle and place any ritual items that you will be using at the base of the stang. So you're probably asking, if you're unfamiliar, what is a stang? Well, this is a type of tool that is used predominantly in traditional witchcraft to represent the axis mundi as well as the spirits of the land. The word stang comes from the Old Norse word for pole, and the stang is usually made up of a wooden staff of shoulder height with either a Y shape or some type of horns at the top. And there is a lot more I could say about the stang, so let me know if you are interested in having me make a future video on the various tools that are commonly used in traditional witchcraft practices. So the third step to hollowing a compass is to trace the circle. So you want to go to the north, take up the stang, and walk the perimeter of the circle, tracing the edge with the bottom of the stang. Now, as you walk, you want to visualize a blue flame coming from the edge of the stang as you walk along the perimeter 3 times. And you can choose to chant during this as well to focus your energy. And I'll include a chant you can use in the description box of this video as an example. So when you finish tracing the circle 3 times, you are now back at the north and you can place the stang back at the north point of the compass. So the next step is to transform the interior of the compass into a liminal space. And this involves entering a trance-like state. Now, there are many different ways to do this. I actually went over a few different methods for entering trance-like states in my previous video about journeying. One great way to do this is to pace the inside of the compass while chanting, and I'll add an example of a chant that you can use in the description box below. And you want to continue to chant and pace around the interior of your compass until you feel the atmosphere start to kind of thicken and almost become electric. So once you've felt a significant change in the atmosphere, the next step is to envision your connections to the 4 directions. And to do this, you want to kind of envision a glowing line running through your hips, connecting you to the east and the west. And then a line going through your navel, connecting you to the north and south, and then finally a line going kind of up and down your spine, connecting you to the sky and the earth below. So step 6 is to perform your rite. So your compass is now complete at this point, so you can do whatever you came there to do, whether that be a type of ritual or a type of spell work or even just a meditation. And keep in mind that you don't need to hollow a compass for every single magical act that you like to perform. So some witches do a lot of work outside of a compass, some witches only work within a compass. So it's really up to you to decide if hollowing a compass is appropriate for the specific work that you'd like to achieve. So the last step is to simply release the compass after your work is done. And in order to do that, you can return back to the center of the circle. And remember those lines that we kind of sent out to the 4 directions and up and above. Now we want them to retreat back into our bodies. So you want to visualize those lines returning into your body. And then you want to make sure that you spend a moment thanking any deities or spirits that you have worked with. And if you didn't work with any spirits or deities, you don't have to worry about that part. And then finally, we want to transition this space back into mundane reality. So in order to do this, you can walk the perimeter of the circle in the opposite direction that you used to create it. And I'll also add a chant that you can use for this part of the process in the description box below. And after you've walked that perimeter in the opposite direction 3 times and you felt that the energy of the compass has fully dissipated, now you can clap your hands 3 times and say it is done. So that is a simple way on how you can hollow a compass Though again, this is just one of many versions of this practice. So do please take everything I say with a grain of salt and be sure to find a system and a method that works best for you. Now, before I sign off today, I did want to give you guys a big thanks for watching this video today. I love to hear your thoughts, and I love to hear if you've tried a technique similar to this, or if you are interested in more videos on traditional witchcraft, or if you're more interested in videos on Wicca. So I've done videos on both of those fields, but I like to hear more about what you guys are interested in seeing. And of course, if you would like to be able to vote on the topics for future videos, as well as supporting the work I do here on this channel, I would love for you to become part of my Patreon family, so I will leave that link below. And also be sure to join me on Instagram. I've been doing a lot of weekly live video chats, especially about the tarot deck that I'm creating called the Key Tarot, so I hope you will join me on Instagram as well. And for those of you that are working to create your Book of Shadows or grimoire, I'll also go ahead and add a link to a document that you can download and print out that has all of these instructions as well. So thanks again for watching today. I want to wish you all the best, and I will see you next week. Bye.